Greetings, this is Kurt Mold, Director of Digital Media Innovation and Strategy, with a situation report for the Board of Education for April 15th, 2024, for the three situation reports and possible board action for the purchase of technology of student iPads, student Chromebooks, and staff laptops. As you know, our commitment to operational excellence and a culture of educational excellence are the drivers of technology requests and purchases in our system. This year, we are looking at the replacement of several iPads across our system. And when I say several, I mean close to 1,700. The iPads that are in need of replacement are currently in use in kindergarten and first grade classrooms. And we have a handful of iPads that are in use throughout our adaptive technology program. The cost of the iPads is $625,000, which exceeds the threshold required that requires board approval. And so that is before you tonight. We plan to leverage one-time ESSER dollars to the amount of $500,000 to offset a majority of that cost for the iPads. The remaining $125,000 will come from the district technology budget. We do have that money set aside in the technology budget for these capital purchases. However, we do plan to recycle the iPads that are in our system, and recycled devices come with several grades and tiers. And we are estimating conservatively that the iPads, which we've kept covered the entire time, and our kids have taken great care of over time, are going to be C grade, which is the lowest grade for recycling. Even with that assumption, which is very conservative in mind, the retired iPads that we are looking to resell are estimated to fetch $138,000. And so when you factor in these costs, and we already have a quote for those replacements, for those resale replacement costs, when you factor in all of those numbers, we anticipate that the final cost of the iPad to be $487,000. So I wanted to give a full picture, not just the one-time upfront costs, but also technology's work to offset costs through a resale process. And so that's the first recommendation before the board tonight. The second recommendation is for the replacement of student Chromebooks. New student Chromebooks are put into kids' hands in grades 6 and 9. Chromebooks that are returned to us throughout the system as kids leave or exit, or as our seniors leave, those are captured and put into carts at the elementary level. And so the total number of Chromebooks we need in our system with our new plan is 2,000 Chromebooks a year. And with 2,000 Chromebooks a year, this has given us a consistent replacement and replenishment cycle that extends over 4 years. And the one-time money that we are going to use for this Chromebook replacement is coming from Fund 49, or the 2019 referendum money. This allows us to purchase Chromebooks this year without having to dig into any lease payment structures. This is the fourth year we've been able to do this, which means we've been able to offset a lot of money, several $100,000 in lease payments and overall lease costs throughout the life of those lease agreements. And so we're going to move ahead this year with a recommendation before you for PDS, a company in Middleton. They've come in not only with the lowest price, but they also provide an excellent warranty service that we've used for many years that allows us to minimize the total costs of Chromebook repair. That's something that we don't have to pass on to our students in any sort of insurance policy, and allows us to offset costs and internal technology staff when it comes to device repair. The total cost for the Chromebooks, management licenses, warranty, and services is $586,840. The recommendation before you tonight is only for the Chromebooks and the management licenses. The warranty and additional services are covered out of the technology budget. And again, we plan on using one-time dollars in Fund 49 to cover this year's replacement costs of student Chromebooks. The third recommendation before you tonight is for the replacement of staff laptops. Um, Following the pandemic shift to more flexible and remote teaching and working methods, a desire from teachers to be able to work anytime, anywhere, the option to have laptops available substitute teachers has moved us into a posture where we are moving away from desktops and moving towards laptops. Um, had we not replaced desktops prior to the pandemic or during the pandemic, we would be in the same situation we are right now. The desktops would need to be replaced as they would be 5 to 7 years old. So, moving forward, we're looking at laptops. However, the cost of laptops has not come down significantly. In fact, a lot of them are more expensive than they were when we first purchased them in 2019. And that's not surprising to anybody. In order to be able to pay for all of the replacement laptops, the initial plan was to split the cost over next year's budget and the budget year following. And we would replace half next year and half, or half this year and half next year, and split that replacement over 2 years. What we're going to do instead is move forward with the replacement of staff laptops with grade A used Dell Latitude 7420 laptops. These are coming from a company in Texas. They are coming from light hospital use and use in primarily oil companies. And we've been able to test them. They're fantastic devices. They're very sturdy. They're high powered, much more high powered than what we would have been able to purchase with a straight purchase of a brand new laptop. And they also come with a 3-year full replacement warranty. So if we have any issue whatsoever with any of those devices, they're actually replaced in full with a new device. And so this will also allow us to cut the cost of replacement devices by $500,000. And so instead of spreading out, what we anticipate was a 1.2 to $1.3 million expense over 2 years. We're actually going to split that cost in or cut that cost in half by buying, and these are only 1-year-old devices from this company. In the recommendation before you, that company is named as CompuCycle. And we are anticipating that total cost would not exceed $455,000, and that's built within the recommendation that's before you tonight. And I would like to note that this really does highlight the district's adaptability and forward-thinking approach by seeking alternative means to provide staff with the best equipment to do their job, while also maintaining a commitment to sustainability and fiscal responsibility. The funds for the staff laptop are also coming from one-time ESSER funds. So in total, the replacement of the iPads and the replacement of staff laptops are coming from ESSER funds, and that will exhaust the amount of money that remains in our ESSER funds related to capital purchases and technology. And the replacement of Chromebooks is coming from one-time Fund 49 2019 referendum dollars. All of these things allow us to catch up and get ahead of our device replacement cycle, especially at a time when we're looking at potential budget reductions that are significant and strategic in nature. And so this allows us to keep going forward with our plan and providing kids with devices they need to do their schoolwork, teachers the devices they need to do their teaching work, all without putting our system in any sort of position where the strategic funding of technology would distract from other priorities. And so those three recommendations are before you tonight. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out at any time, or if you want to see anything more about the device replacement cycle, I'd be happy to answer any of those. So all of that is to say that all of this is being done in a way that allows us to replenish these devices, which I've just talked about, and also allows us to keep on track with our 12-year replacement plan. And so if the question before you that you're wondering about is, well, don't we have to replace these later? The question is answered with a yes. In 4 years, we'll need to replace student Chromebooks, and we replace student Chromebooks every year. So there'll be another roughly $500,000 expense every year to keep our Chromebook replacement cycle up and running. We will need to replace iPads. Purchasing these iPads allows us to move into a situation where we're replacing iPads in 6 to 7 years, and the staff laptops would be replaced in about 4 years. And so we do anticipate that there will be peaks and valleys of anticipated expense needed to maintain our replacement and replenishment cycle. And our goal has been to level out those peaks and valleys and create a more even request for strategic technology capital replacement replenishment funds over time. And so we do also anticipate that future budget years will include discussions about strategic prioritization of technology to minimize those variances within the budget. But this does get us through at least the next couple of years without that having to be on the list of things. And so from a technology perspective, we're able to keep on keeping on in terms of the technological equipment we're providing to all of our staff and students. Again, I appreciate the time watching this video. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Thank you, and have a great evening.